who comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, everyone. Right? Morning. Well, let you know now. I'm thick. I had a head cold. Yeah, I woke up not feeling well this morning. Dizzy, right? So if I pass out while I'm on here, I'm just taking a nap. So I will do the best that I can with this. But yeah, please say hello. Let me know you're here, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Um, like I said, I'm going to do the best that I can. The original topic was where there'll ever be a time when my kids like me. That was actually the original topic, and went to a meeting, and I heard the empathy versus sympathy thing, and I'm like, I think that's a more uplifting topic than your children hating you. But let's let's at least talk about that for a little bit. I actually just read, so I'm seeing who's on here. Hi, Malia. It's good to see you. Um, you know, my I really do. Oh, we got somebody else on. I know. I said I was getting a monitor this weekend. It didn't work. Hello, live, my friend. That must be Shane. Hey, Shane. But I just put this post out about how how we were raised, and it had a lot in it and stuff. But what really got me was, you know, our parents did the best that they could, man. I mean, go back and look at some of the freaking advice they were given, right? Like, oh, let them cry, they'll be okay. Even if they puke, But could you imagine that? Um, like how we get on kids that are like 3 or 4 years old to share. And the thing is we don't even understand sharing until 6 or 7. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Wow. Okay. So they don't even understand it yet. These little people running around are not little adults. They're children of God, just like everybody else. And they should be respected for who they are. Right? Because growing up, it was for me. It was the end and all was behavior. If your behavior is okay, then you're fine. Right? Kids are seen, not heard. And then tough love came out, man. Oh, um, I think I need to put Phil Donahue on my 4-step. uh, Malia's got. Oh, it's Robin. Hi, Robin. Good to see you. Robin is a good friend of my sister Kathy's. Malia says, I agree. The new yuppie way of raising children isn't working. Old school all the way. And I get what Malia's saying there. I understand what they're saying because, you know, maybe that I know that my parents screwed up in some senses, but they instilled something in me and a lot of Gen Xers, people my age, that you do things right and you do them correctly the first time. That if you borrow something from somebody, you give it back better than you gave it. If you borrow somebody's car, you fill it up with gas and wash it, man. That's the rules. Okay. And they taught me a lot of these unsaid rules and how to respect my elders. And I'm glad that they did that because I learned a lot because of that. So thank you, mom and dad, for doing that for me. Now let's slip into the sympathy empathy, right? Because really it's um so sympathy's bad, okay? Sympathy good or sympathy bad, empathy good, right? What is sympathy? Let's say I tell you a really sad story, you start crying with me, and we sit around for the next 20 minutes talking about how bad it is. That is sympathy. Okay? Empathy means that I'm going to talk to you about this, but I'm not going to bring any of my own emotions into it. It is an understanding, and empathy is understanding what the person is going through. And we can utilize that. We can utilize it better than most of the other people out there because of what we've been through. Does that make sense? That you're going to get more of it because you did more of the bad crap. Right? But remember where you got to remember every day where you came from. You have to remember. And I do that every day. I remember sleeping on the streets when I was 19. I still remember the hell of that last week, man. I never ever want to go through it again. Ever. Right? Now, there's other people out there that understand that. Let's use loneliness as an example. Sorry, I may have to blow my nose. Sorry, I'm sick and my brain just reset, so I may end up repeating. Oh, that we can utilize empathy in ways that people can't. And I was gonna use loneliness as an example. Every person on here, Robin and Malia, there's other people watching. They're quiet. Um, all of us here have that ability to help other people. But you understand something about me that most people don't, and that's the loneliness, right? When I talk about the loneliness, all of us go, fuck, I hated that. Oh, you can see the exasperation in people's faces when you bring it up, and that's how you know those are your people, right? Right? So sympathy and empathy, and I think Malia is probably going to agree with me here. I think we've gotten a little too sympathetic in the rooms. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean that we should do stuff to drive them out. Of course not. That's just stupid. And I've been trying to put it to words, and somebody finally put it to words for me, an old timer that was in a meeting. And because I had brought up why are people picking their sponsors? Like, that's not how it's done. We are supposed to pick our sponsees. It says it in the big book. Why? Because we've gotten fucking lazy. Because when I was done with the 12 steps and my sponsor, this is how the conversation went. Okay, Dion, you can now sponsor people. So go find some sponsees like I did with you. Because I didn't ask that man to be my sponsor. He was assigned to me. He was assigned to me. Right. And whether he made the decision or somebody said, you need to go help that man or whatever it was God working in my life to bring somebody over because they were closer to God than me. And they understood that I needed somebody that took no bullshit. They knew that. Right. And I've been trying to figure this out. So this is the way he said it. No, we don't shoot our wounded, but unfortunately, sometimes we let them bleed out. And he's absolutely correct. We do that. I'm sorry, but that's just as bad. It's just as bad. I have two sponsees right now. I have picked them both for reasons. Okay, for good reasons. One, they couldn't find a sponsor, and because of what they did and who they are, it was very difficult for them. So I went up to them and said, "I will be your sponsor. Maybe a temporary. Maybe we'll see if we can find you somebody else if we're not working out." Right? Right. Because it's not about me. It's about helping the other alcoholic. It's the whole point. Why the fuck are you even going to meetings if you're not going to reach out and help? Why are you going? Oh, my sponsor would tear me up for that one. You know what he would tell me? He would tell me, Dion, don't even bother going. If you're not going to go and share your experience, strength, and hope, if you're going to just listen, don't even bother. That's what he told me. If it wasn't for my sponsor seeing through my BS and not coddling me, I wouldn't be here. Yep, that's it. So let's talk about that. Well, I didn't get coddled as a kid. I didn't get the attention that I need. I know that I didn't. Okay. But my parents were taught a certain way. So what I need to do is take the word blame out. Okay, now my parents are removed. They're removed. Because we're not blaming anybody anymore. Now I can work on it. Now I can say, now camera's off. Move over here. Then we can say, let's get to work with this stuff because now you're open minded and you can be aware of what's going on with you. Okay. We love, I don't know about you guys, but I loved frothy emotional appeal. And that's why I relapsed so much because then people felt sorry for me and bad attention was better than no attention at all, right? That's what I learned growing up. And I brought that into my adulthood. Ah. So what does it come down to? Well, we have to learn because we were taught wrong. Okay, but there again, and their parents did just as good as they could too. Go back and see what life was like back then for them. Imagine yourself now. I'm 52 and I still don't feel like I'm old enough to be a dad. How the fuck do I don't know. Somebody help me. Um it's gonna take some time, man. You gotta give yourself some time. All right, so get rid of the sympathy. Get rid of the sympathy. There's no reason for it. Okay. Just like never assume, always presume. Presume's a much different word. That's what I use. I use it all the time. I presume this is what's going to happen. Much easier word for everybody. Yeah. Feeling kind of nice there, right? Right. So let's say I'm gonna bring up an example here. Okay. And it's not anything that well, it is and it isn't. Okay. But I kind of want you guys to hear. And again, there's no blame here. I'm going to let you know that no one in this house goes out of their way to piss Dion off or hurt his feelings. All right. I had to get rid of that thought. Did people do it to me before in my life? Yes. Is this person that person? No, they are a much different person. I know my brother in law very well. I know my nieces very well. I know my wife. Okay. But sometimes the littlest things will hurt me because I tend to take them. So this is what's going on. I do most cleaning around the house, and I'm actually at a point where I'm gonna start charging everybody. I like a clean house. This place is a fucking mess, and I can't stand it anymore. Can't even get dishes done, and it drives Dion crazy. I hate waking up to a dirty kitchen. I hate it. That's why my coffee maker is down here because I don't. If I see that kitchen first thing in the morning, right? Okay. So I keep telling them, you guys need to stop treating me like the house bitch. I am not. This is just laziness. It's laziness. Okay. People tend to think that just because I am home all the time that I am the person, and I do. I do most of the cleaning around here. All right. So yesterday, my brother-in-law got me a little thing for the dishwasher that tells you whether it's clean or dirty. How do you think that made me feel? Think about it. Might as well buy me a fucking vacuum, right? Because that's what you just said to me. Oh, here's a new little toy for your dishwasher. Okay. Now, I thought on this. Okay. I didn't get upset right away. There was no reason to. Contempt prior to investigation is not my thing. Right. Thanked them. We had a good time. I actually like the thing. I do. As a Virgo, I like it. It's nice. It's neat. It's pretty. Blah, blah, blah. Right. So I actually do like it. And so I went and talked to my wife about it. Turns out he's not the one that got that for me. She's the one that got everything, including his card, and put it in there so that I had another present. Ooh. Right. So it went from being upset with my brother in law to being upset with my wife. What am I supposed to do? Change emotion? Because I don't want to make her feel bad. That's the worst thing in the world. No, 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 no. And I did try and save her a little bit on it, right? But it does. It hurt my feelings, and my feelings are valid. Now that doesn't mean I get to go. You guys are a bunch of assholes, and you treat me like shit. No. Every time when we get together and talk about it, I bring it up for what the problem is for I don't know, maybe a minute, and then I'm into solution. I could give a fuck less what the problem is. I want the solution. I want to move on. Right? That's what I'm looking for. So, see, isn't that kind of how life works? I still need to do that. I had to advocate for myself on that. Okay, you can advocate for yourself on your feelings, but be careful. You got to do a lot of work first. There's got to be a lot of awareness. Make sure you have that 4-step done. Make sure you have that 9th step done. Okay, if you have a year of sobriety or less, don't even fucking worry about it. It ain't your time yet. It isn't your time yet. That's what I was taught. 1 year. Give it a year. Okay. It took me 2.5 because at my year, anxiety and PTSD cropped up. Oh, and I spent the next couple of years working on that. All right. Now here I am at 6 years, a recovered alcoholic who can enjoy his day despite his own stinking thinking. And that's a fucking miracle, man. So if you put away that blame and stop pointing the finger at everybody else, number one, your life's going to become a lot easier. And then you can start utilizing empathy. Man, that guy's come in like 5 times and nobody even talks to him. Then get your butt over there and talk to him. All right? God, and you'll know. Hi, Jerry. All right. You know how it happens with me? Knock, 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 knock. God just knocks on the back of my head. Knock, 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 knock. Or I'll feel it. Yeah, I'll feel it in my stomach. I will get an intuition. Oh, I need to go speak to him. Do that. That's your intuition working the right way. Okay. So if you are in a position to sponsor somebody and you see somebody who probably needs a revolving door because they're coming in and out so much, then you walk up to them with your courage. All men of faith have courage, right? Your self esteem, you're doing good, and you have what they want. Okay. But you can't expect them to meet you where you're at. You got to meet them where they are at. My camera's way off. Whoop. my meds are kicking and I had to take some cold medicine. So I'm not I won't be able to tell my story at 2. There's no way. I'll probably be asleep. I'm already tired again. So empathy, I mean sympathy, bad. That means you're feeling sorry for somebody. We don't need to do that stuff. I may feel bad for somebody else, but here's the thing. Then what starts to happen is then I compare my problems to their problems. Right? Don't do that to yourself. Oh, I'm going through, this is what I don't like. Somebody says, I'm going through a hard day, blah, blah. And so he'll say, oh, well, look what's happening in Ukraine. What? So I'm supposed to, so what you did is you just gave yourself an excuse to not work on yourself. When you compare your problems to somebody else to make them feel less, you are actually doing the wrong thing because you're not working on those because somebody else has a bigger problem. What? What the fuck does that have to do anything with you? You don't live in Ukraine. You got shit to do here. Work on those things. Do you want to be a spirit of God? Do you want to be able to run around and say, I can help that person? I can help that person? Then go out and fucking get it. It's available to anybody that wants it, but you are going to work your ass off. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, but I love doing it. I don't know what it is about self discovery, finding out a little bit more about myself, being able to share that, help somebody else. How is that just so much it's a bigger high than drugs. How is that? And I'm not a dick when I'm high. And I don't crash. And I don't have hangovers. That when my daughter calls me, I can be available. This is shit that makes us cry. No, I'm not crying because I'm sad. Sometimes I just get a little emotional. Like you guys don't know that. So, remember, even when it comes to your kids, okay, take away blame. Think about your best bet is this, and this is how I'm going to approach it. Like, my daughter's not really talking to me right now. The way that I decided that I was going to approach it was this: was I was going to send her an email, and I was going to ask her what she needs from me for us to move forward in our relationship. Okay, I have, and I'm going to leave that up to her if that's what she wants. I'm going to tell you something. There's a very, very good chance she's probably not going to reply. Okay, and I have to be ready for that. Okay, just like my sponsor set me up to succeed. I loved my sponsor. Um, all right, we got people saying stuff. Sorry, I got dizzy. Our kids are born through us, not for us. Thank you. That's what I was trying to get to. Yep. Everybody is a child. God has no grandchildren. Yes. They're a child of God, and you are no better than them. You're just older. Yeah. Um. Now that's I don't treat my it's like I don't treat any grandkids different from anybody else. I have a niece who's autistic, and I do not treat her differently than I treat everybody else. With respect. Yes, with respect. I don't like that person. I can still throw respect in there so that I can do what I need to do. No problem. No problem. How to get to that? Practice. A lot of practice. A lot of practice, a lot of yelling and screaming. All right. I'm sure between me, Jerry, and Kalia, we could sit here and Robin, we probably sit here for another couple hours talking about this. So but I'm gonna go do some relax and hang out with the wife. I can tell you one thing I'm not doing, that's the fucking dishes. So all right, guys, that's what I got. I'll see you tomorrow for the daily reflection. I hope I'm well enough to do it. I always push through. I love you guys. Peace out and have a day. Bye.